Okay, so this is the after party for the repair skincare class. So Sonia, when you walked away from that party, what ounce do you want these women to know?
I want them to know that, no matter where you are in your business, it doesn't matter if you're brand spanking new, wet behind the ears, veteran or senior, that literally these are my favorite things in the whole world, Post-it notes. Because literally you're not going to memorize everything. So I literally had like different products with the explanation by it. Until you get good at something, you have to do something 10 times. So I wanted to say that you don't need to learn all the products. You do need to know how much they are. And a great guide for you to help do that is your lookbook. Your lookbook's going to be your best friend. So utilize that. Not only should you be giving it, make sure you send it by the 17th of this month so that all of your customers get that with a lovely message inside of there that is addressed to them. It's cheaper to have the company send it than you to send it. So if you haven't done Preferred Customer Program, make sure that you do that by the 17th. There is a sample inside for them to try, and it's a great reason to get on the phone with them to check in with them. So sticky notes are my favorite. And the way that the flip chart is, because I was doing the repair set, the way that it chronologically in the flip chart here, it starts with the repair or the 3D. So make sure that you get to know your flip chart. I mean, literally, like you can see that on the side here, I literally have all my things figured out and I have like the order in which I needed to go. But honestly, like reading the flip chart, like you didn't start this company, she did. And you need to be able to highlight, not only is it a woman who started the business, not only, was she single, not only, did she, have the 2 charitable foundations. It's super important that you connect women to this flip chart. And you just will become better at doing that the more that you do it. So I definitely want to say that, having your organized chaos, as I call it, will help you, do a great job. So.
The Preferred Customer Program. So you can, if that's new to you as a consultant, you're like, PCP, what does that mean? Preferred Customer Program. Take a look on Mary Kay in Touch. There is a deadline. So like Sonia was saying, the 17th is a deadline for the next one. Depending on when people are looking at this, go on to Mary Kay in Touch. It'll always tell you what the next deadline is. Once you get those names and addresses into my customer, it's really easy just to continue to the next list, just add the new people on with each your profiles that, whether people are buying from you virtually or in person, you need customer information. And so in person, you have the hard copy profile cards, but they still have to go onto Mary Kay in Touch, my customer. And then if you do things virtually, you want to get them in there somehow, some way. Like you have to figure out how to get that information, a Google form, or have them register on your website or my customer app, however you want to do that. So you have those names and numbers in there. Because like Sonia said, they get a sample. The company runs out of samples. So the first people that, sign up get the first, mailings. But I mean, I don't know about you guys, my mailbox is deluged with advertisements all the time. And so you want, I get them from Ulta and what's the other one that's like that all the time, like literally every week or every other week, advertising, makeup, skincare, etc., hair products. So you want to stay in front of your customers the same way. And it's less expensive than you mailing out a lookbook with postage yourself, having the company do it. And then they send you one, so you know when it comes out. So it was always, that was when I knew to follow up with my customers. And when that comes out, you guys, that's when we always do an area event, like new products will launch in February. Directors can order them in January. So in February, we'll do a guest event with our product launch. And then your customers are getting their lookbook. So it's setting up something that's very sustainable, that keeps those people tied to you, that is cost effective. So that's PCP. If you're not aware of it, go on to Mary Kay in Touch. That's something to take a look at over this weekend. I do love that we got to do the role playing with the individual consultation. And you get good at that by doing it. When you are doing the individual consultations, if it's virtual, then setting up a time to talk to people. Do know in Zoom, you can go into Zoom rooms and you can talk through an individual consultation. You could do that if there's time, and you can, on your phone, it's going to be hard to do breakout rooms. You're going to have to do it on a computer. But if you're doing it on a phone, you can't go into breakout rooms, or it's in Facebook, you guys, you got to pick up the phone and call these people, because it is unrealistic to think that you're going to sell stuff to people on Facebook that eyeballs have not seen each other, voices have not seen each other. They're not stuck to you. They're going to buy from someone else. Like, so much of the success of Mary Kay versus other lines is that we've kept our customers because we build relationships with them. Other direct selling companies don't. They haven't. So they haven't been as successful. A lot of them go into chapter 11, or they're bought out by venture capitalists. I mean, that is a different game than our game. But when we added in this virtual piece, you're going to have to, like, there is something about with virtual, you can get in front of more people faster. You can be all over the country. You can do maybe a party faster. You don't have your drive time, but you still have to invest the time. The time's just not, it's invested differently. I don't think it's any less. I think it's about equal, because you have to connect with these people in a way that you are their beauty consultant, even though they came into a party through a social media contact, and you never saw their face, but they are now your customer. So the individual consultation, I love that we got to do that. That's something that if you don't set up times to do that with people, you're going to lose a lot of sales, bookings, referrals, the whole thing. So each of the pieces that's in our boot camp, each of the pieces that we've been modeling, they still need to be done virtually or in person. They're all very strategic and important, because it's how Mary Kay started this company. Any other things, Sonia, that you want them to know about the repair? I love that you said read the lookbook. You guys, that's my product knowledge. When people are like, I need to take this product class with Mary Kay. I mean, if you want to, great. I think some customers may like that. Maybe they'll pick you on the website because they think that you know more. But my product knowledge has always been the lookbook, because the company hires the best and brightest marketing people to pick out the right words. So those are the power words. We market our products because of needs that consumers have. They don't go, well, we'll just think we'll throw this out there. You guys, they've spent tons of money on marketing research all over the world to know what's going on. And so when we launch products that we've developed specifically for women, what people are looking for, those are the best words. You don't need to make up your own words. You just use their words. And by the time you start, spilling their words out, then you start to learn it. But there's not that, now there's probably more people who know information than we do because of the internet. Honestly, there's a lot of people who think they know a lot more than they really do. They think that all natural means all natural. In the United States, it means nothing, because there's no governmental agency. There's nothing that, there's no police out there saying that's not really all natural. That has, preservatives in it. It has stuff that it's not natural at all. It would, it would mold and mildew if it was really all natural. It's not really the best thing, but some people think that if it says all natural, it's better. So there are Susie, she's going to tell you what to do, but that's fine. You get to pick who your customers are. You get to pick who your recruits are. You get to pick who your hostesses are. So you may just have to tolerate her for a while, but you don't have to do business with her going forward if you don't choose to, or she doesn't choose to do business with you. But for 99% of the women out there that have so much information coming into their life right now via their phone that's attached to their body, their appendage, you help simplify. You're like, did you see with all the parties, they're sets, and that's all they talked about. They're set, and that's what they talked about. Like, that's the number one complaint of cosmetic consumers, is they're overwhelmed with the options. And so your job is to cut down those options. And I love that we had the Skin Analyzer app, because that helps you narrow it down to the options. And then in the lookbook, it tells you the words to say, or you can go on the product information and just highlight some of the words, but please do not read that whole thing to them. If you have Susie, I need to know every detail, you can email her that. You can send a picture, text it to her. You can drop it in the mail. But also don't be afraid of people asking you questions you don't know. Because if they ask you something you don't know, you just say, you know what, that's an awesome question. I'm going to find out for you. And is it okay if I get back with you within 24 hours? And they so appreciate that. That ties people to you. And also what Linda was saying when we came into this is that, you know, it's nice to see people do a real party and it not be perfect, because then it gives you confidence that you can do a party and it not be perfect and still make money, still have customers, still booking, still have all the results. Honestly, it's probably better. You know, I asked all of them to do a party from the flip chart. You know, the stuff that you see Alden do, she watched YouTube videos and she's loved color since she was a little girl. I mean, I was so happy that the whole counter was filled with Mary Kay. And if it wasn't, and she decided to get something else, she had to pay for it herself. Because I'm like, those companies are not paying for our mortgage and you to go to school. So if you want to do something else, that's awesome with product, but you're paying for it. I'm not. But she's always loved it. So she spent the last 10 years studying this. At leadership, when I'm training, they'll do my makeup and hair touch up, because it'll be part of what's passed to everyone that's watching it virtually. And she's like, oh my gosh, I have to go and take notes. Every time I've had my makeup done by a makeup artist with Mary Kay, she's like, I have to be there, because she wants to know all the tips. And like, that's great, because then she can just help me out. That has never been my thing. And so this video, if it's not your thing, you use it. Like, I know enough to do my own makeup, but I'm not going to be the person that volunteers and sells myself to do wedding makeup. I don't really like it that much. I love teaching people how to build a business and encourage and do leadership. You're going to figure out your little nooks and crannies in this, but you only do that by kind of stepping into all the different areas and be willing to, you know, be not good until you're competent. And then when you get good, you have to act like you're not that good, because otherwise no one is going to think that they can do it as well.
So I guess the only other thing I would interject, whatever they can't learn from a lookbook, you can go to Product Central, and it's advantageous, at least for the 2 skincare sets. This actually I printed off. It gives you keywords, and it also tells you exactly how long products last. You have that touch base for yourself, because they're going to say, well, what's going to run out? We sell it as a set, and then we only replace the pieces that we need. And how often are they going to need to replace that? So like things like eye makeup remover, same thing. You can go ahead and look on here, and all of those buzzwords are there. Do you need to do that for every product? Gosh, no, that would drive me insane. So I just use my handy dandy Post-its and my lookbook, and you can just fake it till you get there. So, I mean, really and truly, it's not magical. It's just mathematical. It's all the faces, but really and truly customizing and putting a little tag on your bags with their name on it. And then guess what? If that person didn't buy the whole bag, another sticker goes on top of there, and I recycle and reuse until someone takes it. So that's the gist, girls. You all can do this. You just got to get out there and do it. But you really have to embrace the hybrid piece. If you're going to be abstinent, I'm just going to do in person, you're going to be stalled out, because honestly, I mean, I try to hold between 5 to 10 parties each week. That's my goal. It's where I am in my business, because I am doing the 4-point recruiting. I am looking for new people. And honestly, you can do exactly what you do in front of someone on a computer. So it's time for Booge. Booge, you're up, girl.
Yep. So I'm going to stop this recording and start the next one. We have guest on. We're going to start with our color. Just 1 second.